Rama, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. So, welcome to this evening Bhagavad Gita discussion. We are discussing the Sarartha Darshani Tika of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur on the Gita, along with Bhaktivinoda Thakur's sub-commentary on the Sarartha Darshini, which is called as the Rasika Ranjan. And we saw how Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur brings out the sweetness of Krishna more in his commentary, because he's a Rasikacharya. We studied that in the first class, and how he goes into the heart of the whole emotions, what are going on between Krishna and Arjuna in the battlefield. Of course, we have not seen much in the commentary, which will begin more in the second chapter. But we just got a glimpse of how, the fear of emotion the emotion of fear, which Duryodhana actually approaches Drona in 9 verses were spoken. That is from verse 3 to verse 11. Then we saw the signs of victory, Divya Shankar, Dhatrashran, Vidyarayat, Madhava is goddess of fortune. There's always victory. And then we came to this section, Krishna is Bhakta Vatsala. Arjuna is about to shoot his arrows, and Rishikesham, he spoke to Rishikesh. Idam Vakyam, he spoke. What? Senayor Ubayar Madhe Ratam Stapaya Me Achyuta. That he wants to Nirikshe, I want to see those who have come to the desire to fight, with whom against whom, because both sides are relatives. And I want to see those who have come to please the evil-minded sons of Dhritarashtra. Dhatarashtra, Durubuddhir, Yuddhe Priya, Chikirshava. So yesterday I mentioned that this commentary on this verse is very, very sweet and very relishing. So today we will discuss this. Practically, I think this is the uh, only verse where Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has commented in detail. Rest all comments are very few. So we will go to these 2 verses. Eva mukto rishikesho kudakeshena bharata senayorubayor madhe stapitva ratottamam bhishmadrona pramukatha sarvesham cha mahikshitam vacha partha pashetan Samavetan Kuruniti. When Arjuna to him does Evam Gudakeshana Ukta. Arjuna spoke. To him means the Lord. You know what? He spoke. Rishikesha. Arjuna spoke to Rishikesha. Stationing the best of the chariots. Rata Uttama Stapayitva. So he the best of the chariots, he stationed them or placed them where? Between the two armies, Senayor Ubhayor Madhye. Especially Bhishma Drona Pramukata, in front of Bhishma and Drona and all the princes. Sarvesham cha Mahikshitam. Mahikshitam means the princes, Sarvesham and all of the princes. Spoke iti vacha. See these Kurus gathered here. Partha Pasha Etan Samavetan Kurun. So, where does Krishna first begin to speak the Bhagavad Gita? Where does he start speaking in the Bhagavad Gita? Anyone knows? Anyone has any idea? Where does Krishna first start speaking in the Bhagavad Gita? Where is it? Anyone knows? Raise your hands. Rupanuga Jivan Prabhuji, yes. Yes, Prabhu.
Right, so good or wrong. Only
Can you speak
2.11 as
loudly? Yeah,
Krishna.
yeah.
2.11 as Sochana.
Oh, before that also is there. Sri Bhagavan Vacha is there in 2.2. Shubha Ikshana Krishna Prabhuji, yes.
Prabhu, actually Krishna is referred in chapter 1,
Uh,
but actually Krishna speaks in chapter 2.
Oh, what does this mean? I have no idea what you're trying to say. He is referred and you know, what does it mean? What does it mean? It is referred in chapter 1 and he speaks in chapter 2. What does it mean? Can you throw some light on this, Prabhu?
Chapter means Krishna is not directly speaking,
Uh,
and he is indicating means by
but he's
gesture,
indirectly speaking. What?
gestures.
Gesture. Oh, where it is? Where is that gesture? Can you tell us?
Like when he comes now to the madhyam of both the armies, and then he shows by hand that see you wanted to come, and so by gestures he's showing means indirectly he's speaking, but actually he starts speaking in the second chapter once Arjuna takes the position of being a.
Okay. Sumit Prabhu, let us hear from Sumit Prabhu what he has to say. Yes, Sumit Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranam. Prabhuji, as per my understanding, Krishna speaks in the second chapter, second or third verse, when he
Yeah,
chastises.
yeah. So he's, according to you, it is second chapter. Yes, Sri Lalita Sumukhi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. There is this in first chapter 25, because now we were seeing that in our Bhagavad Gita class last time in Bhakti Center. He
Yeah.
says, Lord says, just behold, Partha, all the Kurus are assembled here.
Yes. Iti vacha. It's not that gesture. Vacha partha pashetan. Vacha means he spoke to Arjuna. Pashetam. What? Samavetan kurunitin. See. See all these assembled Kurus. You wanted to see? See. So by this Krishna gesturing Arjuna, not gesturing, speaking to Arjuna, it's not gesture. See, he puts him in illusion, in fact. He puts him in illusion, Maya. You know, he becomes illusioned by the Lord's Maya. Of course, in one sense, it is an act of Yoga Maya, but he falls in Mahamaya under bewilderment and illusion and then starts thinking in bodily consciousness. So I did not again go into the detail of the very deep uh, philosophical dialogue which happens in the previous verses because Baldev Vidyabhushan deals with it. Well, we study that commentary along with Prabhupada's commentary. That time I'll go into it. I'll just stick to what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes commentaries. Only that portion I'll stick to because otherwise then we'll miss the flow of thought of what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is giving, and we'll miss. We are seeing from his angle, so we'll just stick to that. So here it is very clear. No? Arjuna spoke to Rishikesh, and Rishikesh placed, his chariot between two armies in front of Bhishma and all the princes, and Krishna spoke. Vacheti. What did he speak? See the Kurus gathered here. Partha Pasha Etan. So that's how he put him in illusion. So now, this is a very, very interesting commentary. The Lord Rishikesh, though himself the controller of everyone's senses, was thus ordered by Arjuna, controlled just by his words. Arjuna ordered Senayor Ubayor Madhe, and he is ordering Krishna, who is Rishikesh. He is the controller of everyone's senses. And Krishna became controlled by the words of Arjuna. This is out of prema. See how the Lord is controlled by prema. So the Lord out of prema became controlled by Arjuna and did, service to Arjuna in the form of moving the chariot. Just a humble and menial service. The Lord of unlimited universes, Anant Koti Brahmanda Nayak, Bhoktaram, Yagya Tapasam, Sarvaloka Maheswaram. And see, this personality has taken the role of a chariot driver. Who would do that? Just like if you're, owning planet Earth. I'm just giving an example. The richest person, I don't know who is it now, maybe Elon Musk or I don't know, Jeff Bezos of Amazon or it is still Bill Gates. I don't know. If Bill Gates, I don't know every second how many millions of dollars or thousands of dollars he makes. And every day he goes to his office by a chauffeur driven car and, you know, One day he tells the driver, oh, I'm very pleased with your service. So you sit in the back. I will drive the car for you into the office. He will always wonder what will happen to his ego, when, all his staff will see that, our owner is driving the car for his driver. But Krishna, out of prema, he's taken this humble role of a chariot driver. And it was not so easy because chariot driver, Arjuna was, with his leg kicking on the left side or the right side, hinting him to move on the right or left. And not only that, Krishna was not just chariot driver, he was, looking after, bathing the horses, feeding the horses, water, grass, all this service included, just like a car driver, he just doesn't drive the car, he has to wash the car, clean the car, all that, So the Lord being controlled by prema, you know, ordered by Arjuna's words, So Vishwanath Chakra Thakur brings out in the Gita that there are many verses. I heard one of our ISKCON sannyasis in his research work has mentioned that there are 38 verses in the Gita. Let's now do a count. Everyone, somebody can note the count. Today, this is the first verse. Again, one more verse will come up. That the Lord has love for his devotee. Sometimes, we feel that, we don't have love for the Lord. That's okay. But we should know that the Lord has love for every jiva. And sometimes we need to take solace in that. Even if we are devotee or not devotee, the Lord has love. That's why the Lord provides. Aham bija pradapata. He provides for an ant, he provides for a mosquito, he provides for an elephant, he especially takes care of his devotees. So although we might not feel that prema what Arjuna has in Sakya Ras with Krishna, but we should take solace that the Lord has prema, love for his devotees, and for everyone, every jiva. So that is how we see how the Lord is controlled by prema. This is the implication of calling the Lord Rishikesh. So this is the meaning of Rishikesh. So he gives a very deeper meaning. Uh, of course, from Tattva point of view, both Baldev Vidyabhushan and Prabhupada translate Rishika and Isha, the Lord, the master of the senses. But here, the Lord is controlled by Prema. That is the deeper import of the term Rishikesh. Here is the significance of the word Gudakesha. Now, after commenting on Rishikesh, there's a such deeper understanding which Vishwanath Chakra Thakur gives about Gudakesh. Akesha means Vishnu, A, Brahma, Kha, and Shiva, Ish. So, A is Vishnu, Kha is Brahma, and Shiva is Isha. Now, this is derived from Sanskrit etymology, and there is a verse also, I don't remember. A iti Vishnu, Kha ita Brahma, and Ish iti Shiva, something it is there. I'll try to find the reference once I get. So how it is, how I is Vishnu, Kha is Brahma is, given in the etymology, and there is a Shubhashita also like that. But now we have to take A refers to Vishnu, Kha refers to Brahma, and please don't type anything in the type box, chat box. Only if the audio is not working, then please type. Otherwise, you are losing your concentration in hearing. It's an online discussion we are having, and it is also distracting me. Only in the case if the audio is not working, then please use the chat box or the voice box. Otherwise, please don't use, and please don't, please try to hear attentively. A means Vishnu, Kha means Brahma, and Isha means Shiva. So Gudakesha means Arjuna who gives them whom? Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva, the experience of the sweetness of the Lord's affection. Just as sugar, Guda, gives the experience of sweetness. So just like Guda gives the experience of sweetness, so Gudakesha refers one who gives the sweetness of experience of the Lord's affection for his devotee to Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Now remember, Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu are Guna avatars. and they are the servants of the Lord, the Supreme Lord. And they are maintaining, Vishnu is maintaining, Shiva is destroying, and Brahma is creating. So just imagine this scene from a aerial perspective. And we know that picture of Bhagavad Gita, both the armies are there and Krishna is moving the chariot in between. So, controlled by the words of Prema of Arjuna, Krishna is moving the chariot. And just imagine all these three Guna avatars from the sky. They are watching this. My goodness, we obey the orders of our master, Krishna. But see the Prema of Arjuna, that now, controlled by the words of Prema, he's, become the servant of his devotee. And that is giving them a very sweet experience. They are experiencing affection. Just see the bhakti, of Arjuna, that he has conquered our Lord, whose servants we are. Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu are thinking like that. So, the deeper meaning is that when one who has such kind of an affection for the Lord, and the Lord is controlled by prema, by such a devotee, and Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu are showing affection to Arjuna. By showing their affection to Arjuna, they become more dear to the Lord. And this is the position of the spiritual master. The spiritual master, because of prema, the Lord is completely subservient to such a devotee. And when we show affection to the spiritual master, we naturally attract the attention of the Lord, attract the mercy of the Lord. So that's a deeper meaning also here. Therefore, Gudakesha refers to he who, by bringing Krishna under his control, gave Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva the opportunity to experience Krishna's sweetness. Where the Supreme Lord Krishna, the crown jewel, source of all avatars, being controlled by prema, followed the orders of his servant Arjuna, how could Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva, his mere expansions as Guna Avatar, show off any of their powers? So, how can they show their powers? Because ultimately they are deriving their powers from Krishna, and they are the servants. Ekala Krishna Arasabha Bhritya. So, they are servants. So, but they are amazed, they are astonished, and they are wondering, wow, what's the prema of Arjuna? And they're feeling great affection for Arjuna. Instead, they felt they had reached the pinnacle of perfection by manifesting affectionate feelings for the Lord themselves, inspired by Arjuna. So they got inspired by Arjuna, and I gave a little more deeper meaning is that when we show affection to such a devotee, then we ultimately attract the mercy of the Lord. So that's a deeper point. The Lord of the spiritual Kai, Mahavishnu said, Dvijatmaja me Yuvayor Trijikshuna. I bought the Brahmana sons here because I wanted to see the two of you. So this is the pastime which is there in Dwarka, that the son of Brahmana, immediately when they were born, they were killed. Like that many times it happened. And Arjuna took a vow, but still, the Brahmana son died, and then he was about to enter fire. Then Krishna and Arjuna went on searching, and ultimately they reached Mahavishnu, because Mahavishnu had kidnapped these sons. Because ultimately he wanted to have darshan of Krishna and Arjuna. So even Mahavishnu is attracted to the sweetness of Krishna. Krishna is Akhila Rasamrit Murti. He is the source of all avatars, and he is the most attractive. So even Mahavishnu is attracted to Krishna, sorry. Gudakesha can also mean the Lord Isha of sleep. Gudaka, the controller of the senses. Even Krishna, who is direct controller of bhakti, became controlled by Arjuna's prema. So if one has controlled Krishna, then definitely one has controlled sleep, So that is a deeper meaning. Of course, for us, the most important is, that we should control our sleep, that not to sleep while chanting or while hearing. That's the biggest challenge today we face. So one should conquer ignorance, sleep. So there is a classic story of Sant Tukaram. It comes in his biography that Sant Tukaram in the daytime, he used to go on the mountain there and sit and do his bhajan. Nirantar he used to do bhajan. And in the late night, he used to come to the temple of the Lord when everyone has left for the kirtan, and there is to sit and chant. And while chanting, as it becomes late in the night, you might doze. So, he had tied a thread to his shika, which was hung to a rod, so that if his head goes down, no, immediately it'll get pulled up so that he's awake. Of course, he's teaching this. He is also an eternal associate. And thereby he conquered sleep. So in the night, whole night, he used to chant uh, japa, and in the whole day, he used to do his kirtan and bhajan on the top of the hill. So as long as one is not that in all the three states, Jagrata, Swapna, and Shushupti, one's remembrance of Krishna should be unbroken. Then you're a pure devotee. So Prabhupada was that kind of a transcendental devotee. Sachinandan Maharaj in his book Living Name mentions that once he peeped into Prabhupada's room, Prabhupada was taking a nap, and while Prabhupada was sleeping, he could hear Prabhupada murmuring the Hare Krishna Mahamantra continuously. So only then he's free from ignorance. Jagrata, Swapna, and Shushupti, all three states. So at least for devotees, we should, while Jagrat, try to remember Krishna, chant attentively, hear attentively, and try to remember throughout the day Krishna, which is very, very difficult because of the modes of passion and ignorance. And over a period of time, Prabhupada recommended we read Krishna book so that we can remember Krishna even when we dream. So if you come to that point also, it is a good level of purity, I can say. And in deep sleep also, your remembrance should continue. That is the highest state. That's, thus Arjuna was able to conquer despicable Maya or sleep. So it conquered Maya. That's the point makes. Now for the next verse, he quotes Bhishma, Drona, Pramukta. He spoke in front of Bhishma and Drona and all the kings. Though the words Pramukata is compounded only with Bhishma and Drona, it refers to everyone because Sarvesham Mahikshitam. Thus, the meaning is putting his chariot in front of Bhishma and Drona and all other kings. But specifically, his chariot was placed between Bhishma and Drona. And why Krishna did that? Because, you know, how Maya works is, Maya hits where you're weak, especially in boxing, na? When two opponents are fighting and suddenly, while punching, the other person feels the pain. Ouch, he says, na? So when this opponent comes to know, oh, there he's weak. So there the principle is hit hard, hit where it is weak, So Maya hits where you're the weakest. And for Arjuna, the weakest link was Bhishma and Drona. He had an emotional connection with Bhishma because he was his grandfather who had, raised him. And he had an intellectual connection with Drona because Drona was his spiritual teacher. So both ways, Krishna paralyzed Arjuna and put him in illusion. So that's the point. Okay. So any questions you have on this verse? Because this is the only verse I think we will be referring to today. Rest verses, there is no commentary. Do you have any questions about this verse discussion we had? Any questions? Any clarifications? Okay. So then we will go to the next series of verses and end this chapter today. Tomorrow we'll start. तत्र पश्चात् स्थितान् पार्थ पितृन्नतः पितामहान् आचार्यान् मातुलान् भ्रात्रान् पुत्रान् पौत्रान् सखीं सता श्वशुरान् सुहृदश्चैव सेनयोरुभयोरपि. Pashyetam, he had said, na, see. You want to see, na? So, Tatra Pashya, he saw what? Sitan Partha, Partha saw what? Who all? Pitrin, Ata, Pitama, Acharya, Matulan, Bhratran, Putran, Pautran, Sakim, and Shashuran, Suridas, Senayor, Ubayaropi. Arjuna saw standing there, Partha Tatra Apashyat Sitan, fathers, grandfathers, teachers, maternal uncles, brothers, acharya, matulan, bratran, sons, grandsons, friends, putran, pautran, sakinsata, fathers-in-laws and well-wishers, shashuran, suradas on both sides, senayor, ubayor mapi. So Arjuna felt compassion not only for the opponent's army, because in his own army, because all were his relatives in his own army, and on the opposite side also there were relatives, and he thought, all these relatives will be killed. Putra and Pautra refers to the sons and grandsons of Duryodhan and others on the opposing side. Okay. So now Arjuna's lamentation. So from here the Arjuna Vishad Yoga begins. Dhan samikshya sa kaunteya sarvan bandho navasthitan kripaya paraya vishto vishidan nidam abhrave. The son of Kunti, Saha Kaunteya, saw all the relatives situated there. Tan avasthitan sarvan bandhun samiksha. Samyak rupena iksha. Iksha means to see. He saw. Overcome with compassion. Kripaya paraya vishto. So, although he was overcome with compassion, the acharyas mention that this compassion is not spiritual compassion, it is material compassion. Overcome with paraya. Paraya means it is not para, transcendental, but he is overwhelmed by material compassion. And that's why he became depressed. Vishidan. From this word also you can understand Vishidan. If he is overcome by transcendental compassion, then there will be, he'll not become depressed. So he became depressed, Vishidam, and then the symptoms on the body also appeared. Spoke as follows, Idam Abravit. So he spoke. So what did he speak? Now, that is Arjuna Vishad Yoga, 27 to 46. So Arjuna's first reason to not fight, that is compassion, 27 to relatives and friends. Okay, let me see. Is the audio now clear? I hope the audio is clear now. Yes, yes. Okay. Okay. It's always going to be a challenge here, I think. So repeat from where? Where should I repeat from? This verse itself, right? 27. Yeah. So I'll just once again take 27. Oh Krishna, seeing all my relatives and friends gathered to fight, my limbs were weakening. Siddhanti mama gatrani. My mouth is drying up. Mukam cha parishushati. My body is trembling. Vepatushya sharire me. And my hairs are standing on end. Roma harshasya jayate. My bow is falling from my hand. Gandivam samsrate hastat. And my skin is burning. Twakcha pari dayate. So the state of emotions what Arjuna is going through, it is the material emotions and the material symptoms of the body are manifesting. These are not spiritual systems, symptoms of Ashtasattvic Vikar, which is springing from the spiritual stratum, which is, the Ashtasattvic Vikars. But these are because of material emotions, the depression, what he's feeling. Because now he's put in illusion by Krishna. Seeing all these people, my mouth has dried up. The phrase "as I stand here" should be added at the beginning of the sentence. As I stand here seeing this, my limbs become weak. His limbs are trembling. न च शक्नोम्यवस्थातुं भ्रमतीव च मे मनः निमित्तानि पश्यामि विपरीतानि केशव. I cannot stay fixed. न च अवस्थातुं शक्नोमि. Shaknomi means I cannot. Avastatum, I cannot be fixed here. No? Na shaknomi. Why? And my mind seems to whirl about. Brahmativa cha me mana. His mind is completely bewildered. I see contrary results in this battle. Viparitani nimiktani cha pashami. I see, pashami means here to see. But here to see means see with the eyes of knowledge. O Keshava, Keshava. Nimikta is used in the sense of end result. So here nimikta is used in the sense of end result. Just as the goal of money is good residence. So the nimikta of money is good residence. So end result. So I see the end result is Vipritani. I came in this battlefield so that I can enjoy, the earthly opulence. But I feel that I'll become miserable after winning this battle because all my relatives will be killed, whom I'll enjoy with. So I came to enjoy, but after winning the battle war, the kingdom, if I have no relatives with whom I'll enjoy, so it is opposite results. So nimiktani viparitani. I will not get happiness by attaining the kingdom if I win the war, but rather will suffer sorrow, the opposite result, because all my relatives will be killed. So now the second reason is to not fight is enjoyment. You know, so I don't want to enjoy this kingdom, he says. न च श्रेयोनुपश्यामि हत्वा स्वजनमाहवे न कांक्षे विजयम कृष्ण न च राज्यम सुखानि च. I do not see any good results. न च श्रेय अनुपश्यामि. Pashyami means to see. Anupashyami means I'm continuously able to not see any good results. Shreya. After killing my own people in war. Hatva swajanam ahave. Swajana, by killing my own people, I do not desire victory. Na kangshe vijayam. Kingdom, Rajam, or happiness, Sukham, O Krishna. So Kshatriyas basically fight for what? Three reasons: victory, kingdom, happiness. But now Arjuna has become so detached that he says, I don't desire any of these three things. I don't see any benefit in killing in this manner. Na shreyoni pashami. This is Arjuna saying. Then Krishna speaks. Now, again, this is in the form of a dialogue. I mentioned, that's how Vishwanath commentaries. That gives the flow of thought and continuity. So, Krishna says the scripture states beneficial results for a person killed. What is the beneficial results? Dvaimo Purusho Loke Surya Mandala Bhedino Parivrad Yoga Yuktascha Ranecha Bhimuke Hata. The sannyasi engaged in yoga. Parivrad yoga yuktascha. And the warrior who dies facing the enemy. Rane cha abhimuke tathata. Attain the sun planet. Surya mandala bedino. So this is the Parashar Smriti. So Krishna is giving a counter argument. You are saying there is no benefit in killing, but if you die in the battle, you will get, you'll attain the sun planet, a higher destination. And if you win, you'll get the planet on earth. Rajya, Swarga, the happiness on earth. So both ways you're benefited. That's what the argument Krishna will give. Now, Arjuna says, however, there is no piety for a person engaged in killing. Thus, it is better that I die rather than kill them. So there is no piety engaged in for a person engaged in killing, that too our own relatives. So Krishna says, but by fighting, you gain tangible results in the form of kingdom and fame. You will get tangible results in the form of kingdom either on this earth or you'll attain a higher destination. Now, Arjuna replies, but I do not desire victory, kingdom, or happiness. So he becomes so depressed and dejected. Na cha rajyam, na cha bhoga, na sukhani cha. I don't want Raja, I don't want anything. So now, Arjuna, you have to understand his state now. That, his mind is reeling and he is depressed, and he is speaking these verses. Kim no rajena govinda, kim bhogera jivitena va, eshamarte kangshitam no, rajyam bhoga sukhani cha. ताइमे व्यवस्थिता युद्धे प्राणान् त्यक्त्वा धनानि च आचार्यः पितरः पुत्रास् तथैव च पितामहः मातुलः श्वशुराः पौत्राः शाल्या सम्बन्धिनस्तथा एतां न हन्तुमिच्छामि गतोऽपि मधुसूदन अपि त्रैलोक्यराज्यस्य हेतु किं नु महि कृते Nihatya dhatarashranna ka priti sa janardana. Now, Arjuna is giving an argument. Kim no rajena govinda. What is the use of kingdom? Kim bhogera jivitena va. And what is the use of enjoying, after winning the battle? Rajam, bhoga, sukha. What is the use? When te, ta ime vyavastita yuddhe, all who are here in this battle, when they all are, all these acharya, pitra, pautra, pitama, matula, shwashura, pautra, shalya, sambandhinas, when they are all killed, then whom I'll enjoy with? Etam na hantum ichami. That's why I'm not, I don't desire to kill them. Gatopi madhusudana. And if you want, you kill Arjuna, you kill Krishna. I don't even want the heavenly planets. Api Trailokya Rajese Himdu Mahi. What to speak of earthly planet? And Nihatya Dhatarashtrahan. Even if the kings or sons of Dhritarashtra come, and they kill me, I will die. But I am not ready to kill. What is the use of kingdom? Kim no Rajena. Enjoyment or even living. Kim Bhogera Jivitena va. Those for whom we desire. Isham Artha na Kangshitam. For those whom we desire what? Kingdom, enjoyment, and happiness. Rajyam Bhoga Sukhanichal. That's why, why people work in this world. Because they want house, family, and enjoyment. But if they are all not there, then where is the impetus to work? So Arjuna has no impetus now to fight the battle. Teachers, fathers, sons, and grandfathers, maternal uncles, father in laws, grandsons, brother in laws, and relatives are standing on the battlefield. Ta ime vyavastita avastita yuddhe, risking their lives and wealth. Pranans tektvan dhananicha. I do not desire to kill them. Etam na hantum ichchami. Even if I were to be killed by them, gatopi. O Madhusudan, even for the sovereignty over the three worlds, Trailokya Rajyasya hetopi, what to speak of this earth, Kimnu Mahi Krite, O Janardana, what happiness will we achieve? Na ka priti syat, having killed the sons of Dhritarashtra Nihatya. So this is Arjuna's argument. Now the third reason for not to fight is fear of sin. पापमेवाश्रये तस्मान् हत्वैतानाततायिन तस्मान्नार्यः वयं हन्तुं धातराष्ट्रान् स्वबान्धवान् स्वजनं हि कथं हत्वा सुखिनः श्याम माधव. In killing these aggressors, etam atatayina hatva, atatayina, these are atatainas, we will only incur sin. Asman papam eva ashrayet. That means we'll take shelter of papa. Although these are aggressors, by killing aggressors, we will incur only sin. Now, this is the next argument he is giving, that based on scripture, scriptural argument is what? That these are aggressors, and by killing the aggressors, we will incur sin. Therefore, we should not kill. Tasma narya vayam hantum. The sons of Dhritarashtra with their relative. Dhatarashtran Swabandhavan. O Madhava, Madhav, how can we live happily? Katam Sukhina Shyama. Having killed our own relatives. Swajana Matva. So this is his argument. Now there is a very interesting commentary here by Vishnu Thakur, and let's try to understand this. Krishna says, but it is said, the arsonist, Agnido, one who poisons, Garadascha, one who attacks, Shastrapanir, Dhanapaha, with weapons, the thief, and the stealer of property, Kshetra Dhara Pari, and the stealer of one's wife are considered aggressors. So according to Vasishtha Smriti, there are 6 kinds of aggressors. The arsonist, one who poisons, one who attacks with weapons, the thief, the stealer of the property, and the stealer of one's wife. Now, all these 6 aggressions were done against the Pandavas. Bhima was poisoned, and then they were put in the house of lac, and then their property was taken away, the wife was taken away in the gambling. So all these, were done So they were in one sense aggressors, and killing such aggressors, there's no sin. So this is the Vasisht Smriti win. And Krishna further says, and also it is said, Atatainam ayantam hanyat eva vicharayan nataya tvaye vade dosho hantur bhavati kashana. So the further the Manusmriti says what? Without consideration, one should kill the aggressors as there is no fault in killing them. Just like, a thief enters your home and in order to protect your life, you attack him and, with the whatever it is, he has also some weapons and you attack with a knife and he's killed. So that is in terms of because he's a thief, he had come to attack, and you will be even the legal law of the country based on the evidence, they will, not consider it as a, act of killing because it is an act of protecting. They are aggressors and there is no sin. So two evidences from the Smriti Krishna gives. Of course, Vishwanath Chakravarti is mentioning his commentary, but that's how the conversation is. Thus, the scriptures prescribe killing in the case of aggressors. So there is scriptures are itself saying that you should kill the aggressors. Arjuna answers in this verse. So as mentioning, how Vishwanath Chakravarti is writing his commentary, he is writing his commentary based on Purva Paksha. He brings out a doubt and he himself answers through the dialogue of Krishna and Arjuna, by which the flow and the connection becomes very, very clear. So Arjuna is answering this verse. What does he say? Killing them, we will remain living, but we will be sinful. But this verse is saying, no, there is no sin. The above instruction are from Artha Shastra. Arjuna is arguing now, they are from Artha Shastra. But those instructions are weaker than those from the Dharma Shastra. So Arjuna is giving a more deeper intellectual argument. So we know there is, the Shruti Praman and the Smriti Praman. The Shrutis are the four Vedas. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also mentions in his Chaitanya Charitamrita conversation with Sarvabhaum Bhattamacharya, Shruti Praman Madhe uh, 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 Praman Madhe Shruti Praman Pradhan. Among the Pramanas, the Shruti Praman is considered highest. And among the Shrutis also, there is the Upanishads. So Upanishads are considered as the highest evidence. If somebody quotes from, say, the Aranyakas are, there is a Brahmana, there is the Samhita, and then the Aranya Upanishads, and then the Upanishads are there. So Upanishads are considered still superior. And there are the Smriti Shastras like Mahabharat, when technically speaking, the Ramayana and the Puranas all come under the Smriti. So the two verses quoted, that is the Vashishta Smriti and the Manusmriti, they are from the Smriti Shastras. So if there is a contradiction between the instruction from a Shruti and a Smriti, so then which one you will take? Actually, the Shrutis are superior to the Smritis. So then you'll have to follow the principle. The law is that you have to take the Shruti evidence. Now, similarly, uh, these two quotations given are from the Artha Shastras. The Artha Shastras. But the Dharma Shastras, if there is again the contradiction between the Dharma Shastra and the Artha Shastra, the Dharma Shastras are superior to Artha Shastra. You will have to take the evidence from the Dharma Shastra. So that's what Arjuna is saying. Yajnavalkya says, what? It is established that when there is a conflict of rules in two Smriti statements, reasoning must prevail in choosing the correct rule. However, the reasoning of the rules of Dharma Shastras are stronger than the Artha Shastras. This is the Yajnavalkya Smriti. In the Yajnavalkya Smriti only it is mentioned. So if there is a contradiction between the Artha Shastra and the Dharma Shastra and both are setting a particular rule, so which rule to follow? Whether the Artha Shastra or the Dharma Shastra, we'll have to follow the Dharma Shastra because the Dharma Shastra is superior to Artha Shastra, just like the Shrutis are superior to the Smritis. if there's a contradiction between which one to follow. So the Shruti Praman will be considered higher, it's superior. So that's what now Arjuna is arguing based on Shastric logic, Thus, though they are aggressors, they are also acharyas. So here you have to understand the special, the very unique condition in which Arjuna is put, because these aggressors are not some enemies, they are their own relatives, Swabandhavan, their own, family members, they are aggressors. So that's why Arjuna is in, and not only that, there are acharyas like Drona, Kripacharya, and there is grandfather like Bhishma. In killing acharyas, we will incur sin. Although there is no sin which was mentioned in the Smriti Shastras, but killing acharyas, there is sin. And he'll continue this argument in the second chapter also. We cannot also be happy in this life, killing our own relatives. Thus, he says, how can we be happy in this life having killed our own people? So, this is the argument. Okay, any questions up till now you have? Any questions, any clarifications? Yes, Sumit Kapoor Prabhuji. Yes.
Prabhuji, when you were discussing about the reasons given by Arjun, in the slides you were giving that Lord also gives the reply. So so that is not part of the Bhagavad Gita. It is there in the commentary
Commentary.
of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I got confused because in the Bhagavad Gita that we are like in the Bhagavad Gita when we see in the first chapter when Arjun is giving the reasons not to fight, so there is no way Lord gives the answer. So thereby I got
Yeah, I mentioned that Vishwanath Chakravarti takes the Purva Paksha, he raises a doubt,
Hmm.
and through again the conversation between Arjuna and Krishna, he connects these verses
Hmm.
for the flow of thought. That's a very unique style
Uh,
in the form of a conversation, what is happening between Arjuna and Krishna. And that's how Krishna might argue, the Smritis, say that aggressor is, you know, killing the aggressor, there is no sin. But Arjuna has a deeper argument. No, the Dharma Shastras are superior to the Artha Shastras. Like that, we in the form of a dialogue,
hmm.
this whole conversation is going on. And it will become more evident as we spend a little more time,
Hmm.
and it will reach the pinnacle, especially in the middle chapters, very interesting it will come. So by that time you'll get quite accustomed to the way the acharyas are commenting and how to understand them. It will take some time
Hmm.
for us to understand this flow,
Hmm.
but once you get it, you'll start really relishing it, and you'll start connecting everything, and you'll start understanding the words also better.
Hmm.
Okay.
So all these verses which Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is utilizing to answer those queries from Arjun. So those are from the Bhagavad Gita itself, right?
Prabhu, it's the verse. Basically, there is the verse. That's it. See, this is the verse.
Yeah, this is the
And this is
verse.
the commentary. And within the commentary, he puts it in the form of a dialogue.
Hmm. Okay.
So actually, this is Krishna speaking, if you see one sense, Krishna might argue, there is no, Arjuna has said here that there, there'll be sin
Hmm.
if I kill the Atatayinas,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
But he is telling now, Krishna is saying, no, there is no sin. There's no, in the commentary, there's no sin, he's saying. But then he's pointing out, no, this is a quotation from the Artha Shastra, but from the Dharma Shastra, we'll be killing acharyas. So there will be, we will incur sin. So that's why I don't want to kill. So like that, the flow is there.
Yes. So it's a very unique way of giving the
Yes,
commentary.
yeah,
Very
yeah.
very different.
Vishnu Chakravarti is a very, very, very unique way of
Yes.
presenting the commentary
Yeah.
by which the whole flow becomes
Mm.
very, very clear.
Yes.
You will get used to it till at least, by the time we come to third, fourth chapter, you'll get used to it. And then when you come to the middle six chapters, you will get into it and you'll more relish it.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Ji.
Yes, Purushottam Prasad Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Yes, yes.
Prabhuji, you mentioned this Yajnavalkya's quote. Similarly, in our life also, like Arjuna, when we want to make decision, like, a conflict of interest or two major things come into dilemma for us. So which one to choose?
Yes.
So where here, clear explanation given by Yajnavalkya, go for the upper one, upper dharma.
No, no.
So
What is superior? Dharma Shastra or Artha Shastras? The one which is superior, we'll have to follow that rule. That's what he says in Yavalkya.
yeah. So the
Right.
upper dharma, right?
Uh,
Superior means upper. You used to superior, I use
no,
upper.
again, there can be different levels also in there. Above the Dharma Shastras are, the Bhakti Shastras. So then,
Okay.
then when there is a conflict, then we'll have to follow the Bhakti Shastra. That will come up, in Krishna when he starts replying in second chapter. So like that, there are different levels, you know.
Yeah.
So
So the
what's your
question
question?
is,
Uh,
yeah, in such a scenario,
uh,
when the person is not aware of this hierarchy, which one
uh,
is topmost dharma,
uh,
and unable to take the decision. For example, say our authority come and says, same level of authorities come and instruct us do the seva, and the time is very same timing. Time is clashing,
uh.
and we need to please both authorities. So I'm trying to connect how this learning can be applied in our practical life, day to day
Yeah,
life.
see, that is what you'll have to. That's why, it requires guidance of Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. At all levels, we'll require, and with respect to even small decisions and major decisions in our life. That's why we'll have to see from Shastra Chakshu, and then based on the guidance of the superiors, based on your own inspiration from the heart, and based on what the sadhus have said. It requires very fine intelligence, and very one should have a thorough knowledge of the shastras, and that's why we need brahmanas. We need brahmanas who can, and whom we can trust, and in whom we have faith. And also then our own discrimination is very important, and we need to balance both these things, and it is an art, and it is a journey in which we understand and learn, and then grow and evolve over a period of time. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu. So my take is like it need fine intelligence, and also decision making is an art. And one more
Yes.
point you said.
Guru
Uh,
Sadhu Shastra, we need
yeah,
to.
that is in that context.
Yeah.
So one should develop that fine intelligence, and then it's an art. Okay,
And
Prabhu.
what
Thank you.
also one is inner inside inspired, that's also very important.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Decision making is not at all easy, frankly speaking. It is said, traditionally in the Vedic times, any decision taken now, they used to consult the Brahmanas, and if six Brahmanas say yes, that means it is sanctioned by the Lord. Now, who has the time, to consult, six that kind of Brahmanas who are pure-hearted, who speak from the inspiration of the Paramatma in the heart. So at least if we have a spiritual master who we are in touch, and very rare to, be always in touch with the spiritual master for such decisions. But we need to, also develop that quality by studying Shastra, by deep prayers, by, actually by prayers also, by praying very sincerely to the deities, by chanting very attentively. All these factors are involved. It's a very vast topic, but I hope I'm just doing little justice to this question. Okay. Manohar Shri Gaur Prabhuji. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So here there's mention of Arthashastra and Dharmashastra. So for Arthashastra, the quotes are given, but for Dharmashastra, it's not mentioned. Prabhu, which Dharmashastra Arjuna is referring to?
Yeah, it is not given. It's not given, but we should understand, we should understand. So he's, Arjuna is a Kshatriya warrior, and he is well versed with the Artha Shastras, for economic purpose, the Kautilya Artha Shastra is there. No? So, but he's actually, the Acharyas mention Ma Himsavat Sarva Bhutani. This is a Dharma Shastra statement that one should not, you know, inflict pain to any living being. So that is like the universal, even Buddhism, it is its main focus is that one should not give pain to any living entity. So he has taken that, as a superior dharma compared to the Arthashastra statements. So that's how you should understand. Okay.
So any examples you can give, Prabhu, like Dharma Shastra, what we should like this Manusmriti and this one for Artha Shastra?
Oh, I have not read any of the Dharma Shastras. There are many, at least 20 books are there. And whatever quotation is, there in our Gita or Bhagavatam, those commentaries only I know that. But here I mentioned Ma Himsavat Sarva Bhutani, you know, that one should not uh, kill or give pain to any living being. So that is the, you know, shelter Arjuna is taking from the Dharma Shastra point of view. So that's why these Artha Shastras are weaker. That's why he doesn't accept these quotations. Is it okay? Is it clear?
Yes, Prabhu. Okay, yeah.
Okay. So just few minutes are left, and there are only these verses to be recited because there is no question. Okay, let's take yes, Vinuta Mataji. Yes,
Hare Krishna.
yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, like we are into so many relationships. Like, how do we, get more attached to Krishna from all this? And it's very difficult actually to overcome the so many attachment that we have for so many different relationships. Like, how do we fix our mind more for Krishna? Being in the relationships, how do we feel like we are not attached to it?
Means actually, we have, especially speaking in the Grahast ashram, right?
Yeah.
We have a kind of sometimes in the name of Krishna consciousness, we have a lot of misconceptions. We have a lot of misconceptions, that, we need to become detached and all, This whole idea, of being detached, is not, our path is not a path of the Gyanis to become detached, and detachment is not a anga of bhakti in itself, you know. We don't
Mm-hmm.
practice any sadhana for getting detached. And, Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janeti Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Yad Ahetukam. When bhakti attains prayojan, that means bhakti, when we attain the mature stage, that is the goal, that is bhava, then janeti ashu vairagyam. Then the byproduct of that bhakti is what? Gyan and vairagya. Gyan here actually refers to vigyan, in fact. So our path is a path of attachment. And, have to see that whom we are attached to in our material relationships, in our horizontal relationships, that's what I say, we have to carry along with that, and take them also towards Krishna. This trying to, bifurcate and, do that doesn't work. In fact, everyone knows by experience that, when my relationships in this world with people or relatives, or be it with children or parents or whatever it is, or husband and wife, if the relations are strained, then I cannot practice my Krishna consciousness properly. Whereas if the relationships are proper, then I can at least practice my Krishna consciousness properly. So this whole idea, we have to have a very broad perspective or a broad vision and understand these things. that ultimately, somehow, with whomever we are, we ourselves and, you know, all our family members, all our relatives, somehow we have to attach them to Krishna. We are attached to them, that's not a problem. But use that attachment to attach them to Krishna. And by that, slowly, slowly over a period of time, when actually bhakti matures, then that natural detachment will come. And when that natural detachment comes, then, that is a natural development which happens. So, this artificial way of trying to develop detachment, it is counterproductive. It never works. It never works. So, we should learn this art and, you know, and follow this. This is what the Gita is teaching, Sometimes we have many relatives, and sometimes devotees use that contact of all relatives and make all their relatives into devotees. So like that we should see that they are part of family of Krishna. you know and in this life, if we are not able to have good relationships with Krishna's parts and parcels, how will you have a good relationship with Krishna? So our relationships with all the jivas in this world shows even our relationship with Krishna. It reflects our relationship with Krishna. And if relationships, it is not going to be, it's not going to happen that, you don't have a good relationship with one devotee and you'll develop a relationship with Krishna. No, that relationship with that devotee is going to become an obstacle in your relationship with Krishna. So we'll have to see all this. And until all these are, rectified here, there's no question that we can attain the prayojan. So, like that, we'll have to see from a broader vision things, and then, it is always very, very conducive then for our at least basic Krishna conscious practice. I hope it is okay, clear.
Yes, Prabhuji. Makes sense.
Yeah, okay. So I'll just finish these verses quickly because there is no purport to any of these verses. Because from tomorrow I would like to no, it's quite 8:20. I don't want to stretch you all. So these will take 5 minutes. Then anyway, there is a continuation till verse 10. The same discussion is there. So we'll continue. Tomorrow we'll complete this chapter and then continue with the second chapter. So I'll stop here. So any other questions, any other clarification anyone else has? One more last question. Bir Krish Prabhuji, yes.
Hare Krishna. Bro, just this Arjuna's lamentation, bro. This war was decided well before, well before coming into the battlefield. This kind of lamentation, why it did not appear during the decision period when we are going to fight now and
No, no, no.
why
Can you speak a little loudly and clearly, please?
my point is, bro, this Arjuna's lamentation in war field, why it
Mhm.
has come, why it came at this moment when it was well decided before coming into battlefield.
What was well decided?
I am deciding that we are going for war since
Yeah, they were going for a war and it was well decided, and the war would have happened without the Gita being spoken. But Krishna, out of compassion for the future generations, put his own devotee into this lamentation and illusion so that he can speak the Gita. So, the Lord, when he wants to establish a principle or wants to give an example, set an example, he gives a very extreme example. Hmm? So, the universe itself is like a university. And just imagine on a battlefield setting, you know, on a battlefield, hmm, the topmost warrior, Arjuna, he's going through this. So that means anyone in this world, even in the midst of some very important thing, how important is the message of Gita, just to bring out that, so he puts this, he creates this kind of a situation to give conditioned souls the deeper lessons. So Krishna chose this on the battlefield of Kurukshetra to speak this knowledge. that it is so important,
Right. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
When our hearts are open, because, just like, uh, now this scenario is coming in the Mahabharata. Now the Mahabharata has a lot of climax, lot of things happening in the Mahabharata. But the most climaxing in is the war is just about to begin. And everyone's attention is there now. The war is just about to begin. And at that point, the Bhagavad Gita is inserted so that when our heart is open, then the message goes deep in the heart. Just like in a cricket match, there is the last ball, and the batsman has to hit a six to win. And the bowler is about to bowl, and then he stops. And then there is some discussion happening between the batsman and the bowler himself. And everyone's attention is what is going to happen now, what is going to happen now, what is going to happen now. And then all their attention, ears, and hearts are there. What is the conversation happening between them? Everyone will be eager. So, similarly, the battle is just about to begin. And Krishna inserts this message of the Gita so that we can hear deep from the heart and actually attain, the soul's ultimate goal, that is to unite back to Krishna in the spiritual world. So that's why Krishna is, created this situation. I hope it is clear.
Yes, bro. Thank you very much.
Okay. So thank you very, very much. And tomorrow we'll just complete these few verses and start with the second chapter. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.